odd things lurk in the darkest parts of the underworld. Out of Date says that from what he's heard, you've been busy. He says he appreciates what you've done so far, but unfortunately he's got urgent news from his friend Noko in the east. Out of Date says that even though he's unsure about your intentions, he hopes you'll support Noko. He says he'll point you in the right direction, but finding Noko and making sure she gets what she needs is up to you. That doesn't sound good. Out of Date was spot on. The hoof puff needs to be stopped. Out of Date says that Noko is worried now that the Eastern World Eater is stepping up its activity. He explains that Noko keeps a fabled steed that she has planned to ride out to the World Eater, but needs help to get it prepared. Out of Date suggests that you should head east as fast as possible and see what you can do to help. He's happy to help. Understands you have other places you need to go. Just charge right along. Who cares if they see you? Hug the ground if you like. The mountains don't care. Glad to see some wood scrap there. Slash. Ah, the Gnote pen. Noko never leaves this place. She's always put the living things first. Nooks isn't an easy language, but at least it's manageable. She says she is so happy to see you again. She wonders if you remember her. She's Noko. She let you ride her Majut when you were a kid. Noko remembers you used to chase around with so much energy and is glad to see you haven't lost any of that spark. But that's all long gone now, though. Memories show us where we... Is sure they'll come back on their own once you stop forcing them. Hopefully not to haunt you, though. You've suffered enough already. Noko remembers those days too, but she never lets herself wallow in them, no matter how tempting that can be. She sees you're back to buck with Lupa Lupin. Can't see how there's any way to avoid that now. Not for long, at least. She says the horrors of your younger days were enough to ruin anyone, but not you. You've got all that cheer about you still. Noko says history is like the trail you've been on. You can walk back down it any time you like, until it's worn smooth. But you get to blaze your own trail from here. Then you are stronger than her. She can't help wanting Lupa Lupin to pay for what he did to her Gnotes, despite the fact it's against her nature. Asks how many paths you've wandered in the world, and if you ever wonder about what might have changed if you'd taken different ones. The choices can be overwhelming, but you have to choose, or you just stay where you are. And what kind of choice is that? So happy the world is going to live, would have been crushed to see all the Gnotes die with it. Likes that you stood up for the world and spurred your way toward helping it out.
Andro?
Glad you saw the light with the myriad. They always bring a sparkliness to any day, and sometimes the nights do. Says that's only for a little while, and when your eyes clear, you see everything even better than before. But let's not speak of that now. She has an idea where the Majut might have gone, as there's no other place it likes as much as its own corner of the open wild. She's even named it the Majut Meadow. The Majut will recognize the scent you've attracted while being here, so it'll probably trust you enough to follow you. You should lead the Majut back here when you find it. It's going to take time to get it calm enough to be able to ride out to the World Eater. It's the most magnificent creature she's ever encountered. A creature straight out of a dream or story. Hey there, Crusher. There should be more cliffs here. You found the Majut meadow. Watch out for the Majut. Emissive. Made it count. Don't get distracted by all the destruction you can see this time of day. Now that the Majut is back in the pen, it seems calm, but Noko is still concerned. She says the Majut is still anxious, but fortunately she knows just the thing it needs to calm down. The Majut once found and ate a bonbon gummy by mistake, and that the chewing really calmed it down. She says that you should find some bonbon gummies for the Majut by the crossway. At least, that's where she found some last time. She figures the choosies from the old world are made from gummy trees, but wouldn't be surprised if they were actually made from some chemical concoction, though. Let's see. Climbing down is harder than climbing up. Irradiated. A crossway. This means you have a choice to make. Which way? Wheel the control box handles to buzz the wire. Wired up and ready to go. A stylish cover for your brains. Not really mainstream, but okay then. Sure useful. It's time to do what's right, for certain values of right. Wonder what you could make with that. Raw materials for your needs. Want to get your arms swole? Grab those guns flexors and get pumping that iron. Got to time it right to make them work. Left, right, left, right. Pumping good. Looking better. Can't be too many days like this left at the rate the world is ending. Cranks like these usually need to be wound to operate the dispenser. What you see is what you get. Once it's out of the blind box, that is. You need to flick the switches in order to process power through the panel. Good. The loop is electrified enough to spark. You have a good eye for that stuff. This is turning out to be quite an expedition. Easy to lose your way if you can't see landmarks. As long as karma exists, the world changes, and we change with it. Those are the kind of things you need. With its attention diverted to the chewy bonbon gummy, the Majut calms down. But Noko is still concerned. She's relieved the Majut has calmed down, but you'll need a heavier sit-tight to ride it than the one she's got. The only sit-tight she can think of that would be heavy enough is one she's spotted mounted on an old-world mecha-Majut. If she remembers correctly, she spotted it at the Smilo Shopperia while scavenging for treats for the Gnotes. That's not so far away. Seems to her they preferred the Mechamajuts over the living counterparts in the old world. Maybe the Gnotes were near extinct. The world is taller than you think. You need to loosen the bolts without rattling the Mechamajut. That's it. The sit-tight is loose. Time to stop horsing around and get the sit-tight back to Noko. Good ridey beast. No hurting. The hours fly by in the dark. Now that the Majut's got a mouthful of Bon Gummy and the brand new sit-tight is in place, the Majut is ready to ride. Noko's been training another fantabulous little critter that'll hopefully become a distraction for the hoof puff when you confront it. She's called them glitter moths, and the best way to find them is to go talk to Mito. She's asked him to keep them somewhere safe. You'll find Mito at Bright Light. He's a light-headed fellow, but hopefully he'll remember where he stored the moths. They're small airborne creatures with bright reflective wings and a conspicuous fluttering flight. The story will go on as long as there is someone there to listen. The deep cut. Get out. Ah, see that e-waste? Always handy. This place is called Brightlight. Mito lives close by. With the world getting darker by the day, there's not much time left to save it. And even though you've just met, he feels you're bound to play a huge part in that. Figures that doesn't make it any less worth fighting. You found your way through the darkness. You shine like the sun in the sky, but will you use that power to warm the world or burn it? Hopes you see how much good you can do with power like that, and how easy it is to let it drive you mad. No matter where your path takes you, though, it's important to remember where you came from. The past brightlights the present. Wonders if you know how much of an effect you've had upon the world. Your presence changes things like light changes darkness. Did you realize that when choosing where to shine? Says he can... So happy you know you're helping brighten the world. There's... Whatever happens to the world, you shone as bright as you... Says you did the right thing in taking up with the Myriad. They buy lots of his lamps. That's a tribe that believes by the twinkle in... There's something about you, like you're knit together. Your fate's connected. What you've said, he feels too. So, why not... He senses you're like the dayfly, living every day like it's your last. Believes no one is entirely dark. Even the worst have a... Mito says he's not only into those who shine bright, he likes things that glitter too. Finding yourself a glitter moth would give you that glimmer of hope you need to continue all the way to the end. glows with delight at your bright passion for the... Can't wait to get on flatter ground. Not a good place to dance. You have a chance to change the future for good or bad. What a blow! That's hard to come by. Glittermoth Cave is right here. You can see a lot farther now than at night. That's enough glitter moths to make her plan work. She wants you to stop worrying about the paths you've ridden and focus on the inevitable road ahead, the one that leads to confrontation with the World Eater. The hoof puff is evidence of the duality of evolution, utterly beautiful and grotesque at the same time. She means that the hoof puff has had more time to eat at the root as it's been isolated in the Knoopstonies mountains. So, based on that alone, she reckons it has suffered as much damage as the northwest root that's hidden beneath the surf. It reminds her of the gnotes, and like them, it's hoofed. They're just a lot bigger. Give it a little pat. Go on. Oh, you get used to the beastly smell, I hear. Move before it decides to have lunch. That sealed the fate of the third World Eater. Just one more to go. Out of Date asked to see you again to congratulate you and let you in on the final phases of his plan. This is your chance to get his priorities aligned with yours. Do right by your tribe and the world at large. Just head back to the Ark. He seemed eager to see you again. She wonders if the rumors she's heard about you finding the Ark are true. Thinks that's impossible, of course, but she also knows you regularly make the impossible happen. With the world recovering, the Ark would be a wonderful way to see it, so much faster than even her favorite Gnotes. Loves that you did your best to help the world rather than hurt it. You could have used much more of that, even before you returned. Any idea who might be joining you on your Arky journeys?
So, what we have here is an opportunity to help your next. There's a seat open on the Ark should you want to offer it as a gesture of appreciation.
A conscious choice to be alone means you won't miss anyone.
The thing we're really missing here is someone with
The world will be a better place.
Well, anyone in their right mind.
Figures if she can't go with you, she'll just keep riding her Gnotes as long as she can. Noko knows she's known for saying things over again. Didn't have much else to say. It really is a different world underground. Out of Date says there'll be consequences of the war, but there are more pressing matters at hand. The last World Eater has been left undisturbed with the tree while you focused on the war. He thought someone with your light perspective and key would have had different priorities and faced the World Eaters before resolving the tribe war. Regardless, Out of Date is grateful the tribe war is over. Out of Date understands the road has been rough, but you already know what's left to end this journey, and it'll be tough. You're the only one that's strong enough to face the last World Eater. The future depends on someone with a light perspective to give the world a chance to survive. Only time will tell what the future holds, and if it will bring a lasting peace for those that make it to the end. Out of Date says the word about what you've done so far is spreading. The tribes haven't lost hope yet. He appreciates what you've done so far, but unfortunately he's had urgent news from his friend Wiz in the northwest. He's unsure about your intentions, but hopes you'll support Wiz. He says he'll point you in the right direction, but finding Wiz and making sure he gets what he needs is up to you. That doesn't sound good. Out of Date's hunch is real. The Merc Puff is up next. Out of Date says that Wiz is worried now that the Northwest World Eater is stepping up its activity. He explains that Wiz is working on an undersurf vessel in order to get to the World Eater, but needs help to get it done. Out of Date suggests that you should head northwest as fast as possible and see what you can do to help. He's happy to help. Says you should take it easy. Let's see. Even in the summer, there's snow in the mountains.
Andro?
Believes that if it's your ark, you get to pick who'll join you. Noko knows she's known for saying things over again. The trees get...
Ferena masalapu.
Says you're smart to take care of business.
Minalagi mamuru. Kanyala no toro.
Believes
Pola kuto.
Noko knows she's known for saying things
Kanyala no toro.